Good evening.
Good evening.
We are here today for two reasons. One, to celebrate a rebirth of a new era, a time when we will mobilize ourselves as a people on issues that matters most, so that we can play our role in developing a community that is for the people and by the people. And secondly, we're here to celebrate Marlon's birthday. The guy who we're selecting to lead us into the future as Commissioner District 9. And it is for this reason that we will invoke the presence of our God, the God that we serve, so that He can be within our midst. Let us pray. O merciful God, as we present ourselves to you, I first ask that you cleanse our hearts and our minds of all impurities as we attempt to be in your presence. We come as a people seeking your blessing and directions in our lives. And we ask especially for Marlon, for you to give him the wisdom and the strength to lead. And may he acknowledge you in all his ways in order to direct his every path. As we come together as a people, may our consciousness be risen to a level of understanding that we are in fact our brother's keeper. And may we as a people extend our brotherhood beyond race, color, ethnicity, religion, or culture. We are in fact one community with one goal. So speak to us, Father, and may we develop the skill and the ability to be directed as we start our journey to allow our brother Marlon to lead us into a brighter future. One that we as a people can be proud of, knowing that the future is secure because we have strong leadership. Hear our voices, Father, as we as a people go by faith, and let God arise and watch the community evolve beyond our expectation, because we pray, and because we believe, and because we have faith, the substance of things hoped for and evidence of things not yet seen. And because of that, we know that your will be done in District 9. Father, as we come to you this day, help us to give us the ability to accept all the challenges and the expectation that we will meet in the future as Marlon go forward and will become Commissioner of District 9. So may the blessing of our Lord God over us, and may His Spirit continue to shine upon us and be gracious unto us. And may His blessing continue to give us that peace that we seek now and forevermore. Amen. Give thanks.
Amen.
Thank you.
Round of applause again for Mr. Paul Hirschman. To keep things rolling, I'd like to welcome to the stage Maria Rodriguez. She's a community friend. She's a Miami Foundation Miami member, as well as a fellow director for the Florida Immigrant Coalition.
I feel so privileged and lucky to be here. I first want to say feliz cumpleaños, and I also want to say gracias. Thank you. I am here in my personal capacity, and I serve many of the social justice organizations, racial justice, worker rights organizations in this county. And I've just been privileged to work side by side with Marlon for 18 years. I don't know if that's even possible. As part of the inaugural fellows of the Miami Fellows Initiative. Any other fellows here? Yes. We have a big family, and I think that family shares the values of putting people and the planet first. We have a choice between transactional leadership or transformational leadership. And I think that this is why we're here, standing strong from day one until November of 2020. Transactional leadership doesn't respond to real democracy. Transformational leadership has the courage to be bold and to be fair. And I think that that's what we know. And I want to thank you, Marlon, for what you've done. And I also want to thank you for what you are going to do. Not just for yourself, but for your family. So that's the official reason I'm supporting Marlon Hill. The unofficial reason is I get to hang out with the fabulousness that is Carla Hill. I just want to say, and somebody better sing today to a happy birthday. If Marlon has the stamina to catch up or keep up with Carla during Carnival, then we're good, people, we're good. Marlon es de los nuestros y queremos ver y sentir el apoyo hacia Marlon, y lo vamos a hacer cada día hasta que podamos tener la representación que nos merecemos. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Maria. We're going to keep things rolling, and I'd like to welcome Attorney George Knox. He is Marlon's mentor, former partner at the Adorno and Zetter and City Attorney of the City of Miami. Please welcome Mr. George Knox.
Good evening. Good evening. I'm here first to claim the Distance Award since I came from Port St. Lucie. Only Marlon could get me to drive. I've known Marlon, I stopped counting at maybe 22 or 23 years. I met him when he first got out of law school, and I had the privilege and opportunity to practice law with him in the same law firm. And as important, I had the opportunity to watch him grow, develop, study, observe, and prepare himself for the new day that we expect in District 9 in the coming days. You are very fortunate in District 9. You have what has been called the largest geographic district among the county commission districts. You're also known as the most diverse district. And what I'm suggesting to you is that this new day that we expect to be shepherded in by Marlon's election means that we no longer look at ourselves as diverse. We look at ourselves as unified. And this is a movement, I think, that all of us are privileged to be a part of. And so whether in English you talk about unity, whether in Spanish you talk about unidad, whether in Haitian Creole you talk about unity, the fact is that it all means common purpose. It all means solidarity. It all means working together to ensure the best quality of life possible. And this is what Marlon promises, not only by his entry into the race, but by the history of commitment and service to the community. You've also been fortunate in that you've been served for 23 years by a commissioner who leaves Marlon a legacy. And the fact is that we can now move again from gaining respect and power by virtue of our political leadership to now start talking about prosperity and talking about peace and talking about being responsible guardians for the Everglades, which is the treasure of this district, among all of the other things that make you important. The maintenance and viability of Homestead Air Force Base, the maintenance and viability of the agricultural community that is at risk of being obscured and subsumed by developer interests. And so your responsibilities become very great. And the fact is that decisions about District 9 are made downtown in the halls and chambers of commerce and in the halls and chambers of government. And even though Marlon lived down here every day of his professional life, he went downtown. He knows the way and he knows how things work. All of us would be better off. Even I would find some benefit all the way up in Fort knowing that Marlon represents District 9. And the most important, if you will, and I say this without hesitation or exaggeration, the thing that makes Marlon tick is what we often call the wind beneath his wings. He is blessed to also have a helpmate, a partner, a loved one, a spouse who has demonstrated time and time again her own courage, her own commitment and strength and dedication to not only Marlon but this community as well. And so for those three reasons, I think it's sufficient for us to do even more in order to ensure Marlon's election. And the most important thing, and the most serious thing that I think that I can say to you is, there's a secret among us. And sometimes that secret doesn't need to be exposed, but it needs to be acted upon. And the secret among us is, some of us are not registered. Some of us don't vote. And the imperative right now, as we walk upon probably the most important election, certainly of our lifetimes and perhaps in the history of civilization itself, is taking place in 2020. And it's incumbent upon each and every one of us to use the last weapon that we have to protect democracy and to do it enthusiastically and to have representatives who ensure that the will of the people is carried out. And so it's without further ado, since I've used up my time, that I will bid you adieu with two messages. Register, vote, get others to do it, and vote for Marlon Hill to represent you in District 9 on the Miami-Dade Congress.
Vote! And vote for Marlon Hill on August 25th, 2020. Can you say that? I thought it was too long. Maybe Carla can say it more eloquently than me. Right? I don't know. I would like to welcome the beautiful, the amazing trailblazer that is also the wife of Marlon Hill, Mrs. Carla Hill, to the stage.
So much for supporting my husband Marlon. It is a moment in time that I kind of feared. I enjoy my life with Marlon a lot. We met at Florida State University, but it is fitting that we are having this celebration here because when Marlon came to the US when he was 15, he worked at what was the Cutler Ridge Mall in Chick-fil-A, and I worked at the McDonald's there, and then those of you in the neighborhood know that the Wendy's was really a McDonald's, and the other one on Quail Roost. So Marlon and I have been passing each other since we were teenagers. As a matter of fact, there's a friend of ours, the Watsons, who lived south. I was at Carolyn Watson's Sweet 16, and a group of like cute guys crashed it, so we weren't all that mad. And one of the guys was Ian Moffat, and who is now a retired chief of police crashing parties. And the other one was Marlon Hill. So then, all the while, I went to New World School of the Arts, go Pigeons, and he went to Southridge, so we didn't meet there. Went to Florida State, hung out with the Florida Caribbean Students Association. Great dancer, but I said, Carla, you're gonna mess it up. Don't even try anything with him, just be his friend. So one night, we used to meet at Lion Key. Anybody? Right, thank you. So we met at Lion Key, and then I'm like, do you wanna ride home? And he was like, yeah. Marlon lived like a mile from me. And there it was. When he was graduating from law school, I was graduating from undergrad, and I wanted to save him from my non-domesticity. And I was breaking up with him. And I was like, you're gonna be such a great lawyer. So cool, I was like letting him off the hook. The next thing you know, he asked me to marry him. And 21 years later, I wash clothes very well. I am very proud of Marlon. I'm very protective of him, as all the women in his life are. His mom, who is here, his aunts, my mother, because we know that he is a good guy. Not because I'm married to him. He really is a good guy. I'm married up. I appreciate all of the compliments, but when I'm just frustrated with life, he is the person who can speak truth and calm and fair. If I've done something in the wrong, he lets me know in a gentle way. But he is a thinker. He is brilliant. And if we were not married, I would be on Channel 7 every week, Carla stalking Marlon Hill once again. You are voting for someone who, if he never asked me to marry him, I would see him as a stand-up guy, somebody that loves this community. I always, when I worked here at South Miami-Dade Cultural Arts Center, I talked about this community like any other community. We want nice things, just like everybody living east of US 1 off of Lejeune. My mom, came here in 1980. She had this musical theater kid, she didn't know what to do. A woman from Trinidad and Tobago, never knew what a character shoe was, never knew what stage makeup was, but she did it. Marlon's mom put 4 kids through school here. We come from an immigrant family that loves this country, whose parents sacrificed everything so we could have everything. So I thank you for your future vote. As George says, please register to vote. And vote for my husband because he's going to be fair, he's going to think, and we love this community like I don't know what. I defend it all the time. South Miami Heights, Cutler Ridge, Perrine, Gould, Homestead, Naranja, they are our people. That's where we come from. So I thank you for listening to my little love story. And we have some video that we'd like to show you before Marlon comes up. Thank you so much for being here tonight.
I'm a business lawyer, a strategist, and some may say a civic activist, helping to move and change different things that impact especially communities of color, new immigrant communities, small businesses, and also helping people to see the benefits of philanthropy as well. You know, that's been my life's work for the last 20 plus years, and then this decision now to step up into leadership, running for the Miami-Dade County Commission District 9. You will see me in places at schools, you'll see me on college campuses, you will see me in community centers, but you'll also see me in the boardroom making decisions as well. I think that everyone really goes through a journey of their life and their career. For me, you know, it has been a transition of development and growth. You know, I'm a mentee, I'm also a mentor, you know, and everyone goes through these chapters. So you will see me in all those different forums. You know, I will be helping to make big decisions with large organizations and also helping small organizations, pro bono work on behalf of a number of nonprofits, pro bono work on behalf of a number of community organizations. Being a person of immigrant descent, certainly I understand and have lived that experience, and like many of our residents here in Miami-Dade County, and giving back in that way. I certainly would love to work on helping District 9 in Miami-Dade County to become more resilient in 3 primary ways. You know, community has shared experiences and we have shared challenges. And sometimes we don't have quick answers and silver bullets for everything, but if we can prepare ourselves to become more resilient against these challenges, how can we become more resilient on the traffic issues? driving 2 hours to get to downtown Miami from work from Homestead. How can we become more resilient, understanding what it means to live in a community that has one of the largest agricultural footprints in the county as it is in District 9? How can we become more resilient, understanding the importance of our natural heritage? This area that we live in Miami-Dade County used to be the Everglades. We need to have an appreciation for our natural heritage. How can we become more resilient in that way? We need to become more resilient, secondly, in how do we access the public assets, right? How do we understand what the benefits that we're already paying for, right? We can do better in terms of becoming more resilient in that way as well. Accessing the public assets, affordable housing, it's about servant leadership, it's about public service. And I'll be serving for 2 terms, hopefully, helping to move the needle on issues that matter to us the most. And so this is one of the reasons why I'm running. This is what it means to run as a county commissioner in Miami-Dade.
Keep those applauses going as we welcome our future county commissioner of District 9, Mr. Marlon Hill.
Keep that applause going, keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. Someone told me that this is a birthday party. So you may not want to leave just yet. Before I begin, however, I must really take a point of personal privilege to really just pause. When that accident happened on 135th Street this week in North Miami, killing those 3 young men going to a soccer tournament, I saw myself flash before my eyes, really, literally. So, we just need to pause. If you can, just bow your heads, we're gonna just pause for a second. Thank you. We look at young black men across this country, even across Miami-Dade County, and I just want you to remember that all of them are trying to do good, even when they're doing bad. And sometimes when they're doing good, the bad keeps on chasing them. So whenever you watch the news, please keep that in mind. Young black men are just trying to find a way. So, we're here.
Yeah.
Reach! Let me just thank my beloved Carla Hill, the person who shows me the face of compassion, resilience, and creativity every single day. I just carry the luggage. My dear friend, my dear fierce friend, Maria Rodriguez. Si se puede, podemos. She's one of my GPS sources of maintaining a sense of justice and purposeful social protest for those sin voces without voices. Muchísimos y abrazos a ti. My longtime mentor, Mr. George Knox. He is, I know him as the tea house conciliary. He just says, step into my tea house. And I think you got a sense of what you hear in the tea house. I think in a previous life, he was a prime minister of a Caribbean island somewhere. What do you think, Wilbur? I think we can find one of the 700 Bahamian islands and name it. Your counsel is always calming, focused, George, and forward-thinking. I always learn something in the tea house. My good friend Paul, we're in the upper room family. Thank you for bringing the good word. Thank you, Paul. Book to the one above, yeah? He goes to church and he's licking shots. I don't get it. On behalf of all people of faith that live here in District 9, whether they go to a temple, a mosque, a church,
or they even don't go to church at all. District 9 is a district of faith. And for all of you who came here in the middle of the week, Wednesday, to be here on this journey, fighting with 2-hour traffic. Now you know what it's like to be the life of a South Miami-Dade resident. And by having that experience, whether you came down here with a visa or not, I now consider you part of the D9 family. Hashtag D9 family. I'd like to reiterate to you, the graduation is happening, but we're here in this room, that I cannot, will not do this alone. Right? Each and every one of you are here, and I'd like for you to imagine yourselves in this very same room. This very same room is, we are going to meet here again on August 25th, 2020.
Yes.
So with that, I would like for you to turn to the nearest person to the right, or your left. And I'd like you to repeat after me. Neighbor, are you ready? For a new day? Are you ready? For a new day? Now, we are 65 weeks away. Put it on your phone. 16 months. 455 days. Who's counting? But it does not begin then. It begins right now. Today. Not tomorrow. Not yesterday. It begins today. In order for us to get to this new day, it begins in your rooms, living room, your dining rooms, your patios, your verandas, your dancing floors, chocolate and blink. You find a room, that is where George was referring to, that where we are going to be mobilizing. I cannot do this alone. In order to win any election, it's very important that you think about how are you going to magnify yourself. If you are not magnifying yourself sufficiently, your family, your friends, your work, you will not see a new day. You must think of that room that you are going to start this journey on, and the new day begins right there. But let it not be mistaken. This new day also begins with me. So, with that, I would like to reintroduce myself. My name is Marlon Hill, and I'm proud, so proud, to be here with you and to say without reservation or fear, but with hope, inspiration, and promise, that I am not walking, I am not creeping, George, I am definitely running to be your next county commissioner for District 9. So I say to you again, you can write this on your mirror or your refrigerator. Are you ready? Not is Marlon the only person ready. Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Are you ready for it? Are you ready?
Are you ready for it?
Security!
Fired up and ready to go, Marlon.
So, listen to me carefully. With my full life of experiences, personally and professionally, they have led me here to this leadership opportunity moment, right here in South Miami-Dade County, District 9. Over 30 plus years ago, I arrived here as a teenager. Where's my mom? Yvonne. It's my mom, Yvonne. She was the last of 3 sisters to holding on to a string. after Rosie and Pat to come here from Jamaica. So I got dropped right in the middle of South Miami Heights. If you were to drive on Caribbean Boulevard right now, you'll probably see my footsteps. And it just so happened to be named Caribbean Boulevard in South Miami Heights. I was scared, unsure about the future, but faithful about the possibilities and embraced by the love of family and extended family. I met my best friend, Ian Moffett. His family is here, and my nephew and his family is here with Luke, their recently born son. Matthew, Moffett, Gabrielle, thank you for being here on behalf of my good friend, Ian Moffett. We caused a lot of problems in a lot of homes. Crashed a lot of unknown parties. Legally. The Catholic Church, La Iglesia San Joaquin Catholic Church on Querus on 117th Avenue. It was one of the safest places I knew. I knew how to be an altar server, having gone to a Jesuit high school in Jamaica, and that was my safe space. And I still love that little church dearly. 2 miles from here, down the road, 2 miles, Miami Southridge Senior High became a home away from home. The Spartans. I learned about living within and engaging with a family of persons of different backgrounds and heritages from the east of US 1 and from the west of US 1. And sometimes US 1 divides us more than brings us together. After returning to Miami from Florida State University, I settled in to a new job, working with George. I later got married to Carla at St. Louis Catholic Church, and I jumped into Miami for all that it had to offer. As a lawyer and community leader for over 20 years, I have led the charge on voter education, citizenship drives, health awareness, youth college mentorship, small business advocacy, and philanthropy. I am ready to be your county commissioner. Not just the county commissioner for District 9. I serve as all the 2.8 million residents in Miami-Dade County, as one of the 13 county commissioners. As we approach this bridge of transition and leadership in our county, pay attention, folks. If you don't know who your county commissioner is, you can go over to the maps right over to my left, and you can figure that out. You need to know who's representing you. After serving over 26 honorable years as our county commissioner in District 9, our county commissioner, current county commissioner, my county commissioner, the Honorable Dennis C. Moss, has served honorably, and we are going to magnify every single thing that he did, that you loved and agreed with. But I'm ready to bring a fresh voice, bolstered from my entrepreneurial acumen, my community knowledge, and my shared life experiences. Experiencias compartidas. Yes. We have shared experiences. We have sueñas compartidas. We have shared dreams. We have also desafíos compartidos. We have shared challenges. We may think we are the most diverse and the most multicultural, Maria, but sometimes we tend to have short memory. To get to this new day in District 9, mi gente, forward is not enough. We must respect and honor our past, but I'm going to tell you, we must not be afraid, not for one bit, to make bold steps forward to improve on things that have worked, things that are working, and not to fear confronting those issues that continue to frustrate us, traffic, and impact our quality of life, not enough parks, or impact our community safety, too many young black men dying, and looking for an opportunity to make and pay your bills economic advancement. These are shared experiences. Look around the room. You can speak to everyone and you will find similarities. This is what a family is all about. D9 family. Do you understand and have empathy and compassion for these experiences, these dreams, and these challenges? We cannot grow, we cannot prosper, and certainly we should not suffer alone. The truth of the matter is that South Miami-Dade County is disconnected internally. Country Walk is not talking to Naranja. Let's talk the truth.
It's true.
Right? Goals has no idea what's going on in Richmond West. Right? Florida City is not talking to West Perrine. We are disconnected internally, Wilbur. And for that reason, we are neglected externally. This cannot continue to be the case in District 9. And this is the reason why we need a new day.
That's right.
The time has come for us to connect. The time has come for us to engage. The time has come for us to elevate our voices on the issues that matter the most. It's simply just time. We can only aspire together and rise together when neighborhoods are connected to each other over shared experiences, dreams, and challenges. We will better meet the challenges we have if we build a culture of resilience. This will be the determining factor of whether we survive together or we succeed. As your next County Commissioner for District 9, I will insist on creating and preserving a quality of life that keeps our neighborhoods secure and safe. All neighborhoods deserve this, not just a few, whether you're from the east or you're from the west, or you're from the north or you're from the south. All neighborhoods deserve to be safe and secure. Which parent does not want to come home to their kids? I will insist that we find a positive balance on any urban growth and respect for environmental and natural assets. We must find this balance. I will advocate for the full activation of the vibrancy of our public parks, where our kids and families can enjoy each other. I will demand that we immediately address the frustrations of our transportation and mobility options. 2 hours to get to work from Homestead. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. We must have a more comprehensive, smarter, long-term plan for which everyone in this D9 family and the entire Miami-Dade County family must put our resources together to solve these challenges. Otherwise, we're not in the same family. Not going to work. It's time for a comprehensive and a long-term economic development plan in South Dade. We have to figure it out. We have more people living in South Dade than working in South Dade. This is the reason why you have 2 lines of traffic going. We have to go to work downtown. We have to go to work in Miami Beach. We have to go to work in Doral. We have to go to work in Aventura. Maybe even Port St. Lucie. We want to work right here, Mr. Bell. Lastly, I will encourage us to use the power of our cultures, our heritages, look around the room, and traditions as a source of economic stimulation and community bonding. We owe it to each other to treat each other like family. That means eating together, worshiping together, dancing together. This is what it means to be a family. We cannot afford to be quiet and complacent anymore. D9. It's time for us to connect with each other. It's time for us to engage with the government, Miami-Dade County, $9 billion budget, to get your slice of what you're already paid for. We're not maximizing it. Our voices matter when big decisions and goals are being conceptualized before And before they're being actualized, you need to know, before the approval of the item is made, you need to know when the idea is being formulated. Let me repeat this again. Before the government approves anything that's being done, someone has to think of something. Someone has to say, you know what? It would be a great idea to have the parks do X. It would be a great idea to have more bus routes here. Someone has to think about that, the people in this room. And then who makes that idea to bring it to life? You have to take it to your government. George will tell you, make it into policy, and then convert it into the budget and get it approved so that your idea that was conceptualized can actually become life. That is what it means to be a citizen in this country. And George is right. Next year is one of the most consequential elections in humankind. Humankind. So you can pick up your remote control and be watching MSNBC and Fox and CNN and think that's going to solve your challenges and bring your dreams to life. You have a mistake coming to your doorstep.
That's right.
Next year's election is not just about 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. It's also about Monroe Street in Tallahassee. It is also about First Street, downtown Miami. It is also about Caribbean Boulevard, where Cutler Bay is. It is about Chrome Avenue, where the city of Homestead is. Is it about Palm Road, where Florida City is? You must connect and engage with your government to get the results that you need for your families and your businesses. So I'm asking you, on this journey, how many days we have again? 455 days. 65 weeks between now and August 25th, 2020. In order for me to deliver for you, or to deliver with me for a new day, it will require every single part of your body and your, whatever it is, relationships you may have, whatever talents you may have, whether you have $1 or you have the maximum 1,000, it will require you magnifying yourself so greater than the humankind that needs help right now, that you need to step up to the plate with me in this family to bring what we need to District 9. And on behalf of Miami-Dade County, you're going to be electing a new mayor. You're going to be electing county commissioners for the odd number seats, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, and 13. Pay attention to this election, August 25th. Behind the screen. There are 3 things when you walk away from today and you said to yourself, how can I make Marlon my next District 9 commissioner? 3 things that you need to put on repeat. In fact, these 3 things would apply for any one of the other 24 candidates that you're looking at. Or 25 or 26. Irrespective of which side of the aisle you're from. So next year you're going to be picking some folks. But once you pick, elections are all about choices. Choices. Standing in the gap and making a choice of someone that aligns with your values, aligns with your interests, and going to bat for that person. So there are 3 things I need you to do. I need you to find out if you have any friends and family, and if you do live in District 9, to sign a petition. My petition. You can pay a fee to become a candidate, or you can qualify by petition. I need 1% of the registered voters in the district to qualify to be on the ballot. Gives me an opportunity to meet folks in the district and also knock on their doors, ask them questions, and have a conversation. Sign the petition. Petition, if you can sign the petition, you can vote. So that's number 1. In addition to number 1, all of you here need to check your voter status. Your address changed, you need to update it. Your signature changed, you need to update it. Right? Request a vote by mail ballot. I'm a voter protection attorney. The vote by mail system works perfectly when you follow the rules. Request your vote by mail ballot. Life gets busy, life gets in the way. Check your voter status. Secondly, volunteer. Charles volunteered, hosted my first meet and greet. You can host a meet and greet. You can come and knock on doors. You can make phone calls. You can organize a fun event with families. There are many things that you can do to volunteer. Go to marlonhill.com and we'll figure out something that you can do to help move the campaign. Third and foremost, when you came here today, you either made a contribution from your credit card or a check. And if you didn't, checks are made payable to the Marlon Hill campaign. On your way out, Miami-Dade Police will get the check from you. The maximum that any person can give is $1,000. You can give, like I'm giving to myself, $55.55 a month up until August next year. So what are the three things? Sign a petition. Check your voter status. Number 2, volunteer. And third, donate to the campaign. You can donate to me one time, or you can donate to me in increments all the way up until 1 week before the election. If you do those three things in repeat, I promise you, when we come back here on August 25th, 2020, and the polls are closed at 7 p.m., we will be looking at a new day in District 9. So we're going to get Charles checked out. We're going to make sure that he's safe. The Mellow Groove Steel Orchestra will be playing on the outside. We're going to have some music in here. And someone told me that it's someone's birthday, and you should not leave. So if you leave, and you see on social media something that I should have stayed, please stay and enjoy this celebration as we enjoy a new day in District 9 on today, May 29th, 2019. Thank you very much.